Turn 1, there might be an outside chance. Let's just see what we can do. And we breeze past Sales. Welcome to round 2 of our Kart 2000 Championship in Automobilista 2, where we are trying to get justice for Roberto Moreno. Today sees the first oval race of the season, although this one was always considered more as a roval, and I'd argue rightfully so. We are at the Emerson Fittipaldi Speedway in Rio de Janeiro, also considered as Jacarepaguá, the venue where the Brazilian rounds of the Formula 1 Championship took place during the 80s, on its Grand Prix course, that is. In real life, it was our teammate Adrian Fernandez who took the win, with, unfortunately, no Brazilian driver on the podium in their home race. Still, it was a decent race by our guy Roberto Moreno, who finished 6th. And after a disappointing season opener for us, where we didn't even complete half the race, I think that is a good target for us to get a decent haul of points at Moreno's home race. But that means that we will have to climb up the order a little bit, as Moreno only started this race from P12, and of course, this is where we will go into this race from as well. And while the rest of the grid is on your screen right now, let's go racing for 45 laps, as always, half the original's race distance. Well, and here we are, rolling towards the line, somehow in 11th. We have overtaken someone already, as we're just behind Jimmy Vasser in the target Jeep Ganassi car. As we go green, and we're immediately passed by Michael Andretti, who was starting alongside us in the Newman Haas, his teammate Christian Fittipaldi, having a little look down our inside into turn 1, which is quite the heavy braking zone, and this is also why this track is considered more of a roval. We have two quite heavy braking zones, the first one into turn 1, and the second one, which will be even a bigger braking point, into turn 4. Turn 3 will be flat out later this race, as we get a fantastic run there on Michael Andretti. We're alongside, but on the outside for turn 4, which is the other, well, bigger corner. Also, there's pretty much no banking here, so I think you can see already why this track is considered more of a roval. So, lap 1 done, and we're still where we started this race, but we seem to have a lot more straight line speed there compared to the AI. But I'm lacking a bit of confidence into these corners, as well as I'm a bit more lenient in terms of track limits compared to the AI, because Christian Fittipaldi just went off the track to go alongside us into turn 1, and he's passed us. We are running very, very close to him, almost into the back of him, going into 4. And we retake 12 for the moment. Oh, I have to open the steering wheel a bit of a moment there for me, and that is Fittipaldi through and us down to 13th. And well, this is the thing about oval or roval racing. You need to find rhythm. Only 4 corners, only 2 of them for which you really have to brake. As again, another car passes us, our teammate Adrian Fernandez. So down to 14th we go. I'm even struggling into these corners that usually should be taken flat out. But again, towards turn 4, we have so much overspeed. As we are trying to get past our teammate, and there is contact then. Oh, that was unfortunate. We run kind of into him, but he also didn't leave us many space, and that is interesting, because Aurel Servia just passed us there, but then went into the pits, so we lost position to, I think it was Brian Herta? No, who was it? I missed it. I'm sorry, but no, I think it is Brian Herta who is now just behind us, as well as Casey Mears, if I'm seeing that correctly. Brian Herta actually not doing the full season. In our world, he's doing the full season in the Rockingham car. Rockingham Speedway, built at this time in the UK. The only oval track in the UK, and Champ Car or Card would later race there. Well, now we're alongside the third Team Forsyth entry that is driven by Brian Hota this year. As we try to be late on the brakes into turn 1, and yeah, again, creative interpretation of track limits there by the IndyCar legend. But we might get an opportunity into 4 again. And we actually do round the outside. And this time, can we make it stick? We're still 12th because many drivers have come into the pits early on with technical difficulties as I'm too early on the power. Half spin the car, and that is a big chunk of positions lost. I think we're now behind. Who's that? Mauricio Gugelmin, I think. Being challenged by Norberto Fontana. Losing yet another position there. Fontana is still behind us. Down to 19th. So this is not going to plan. I've decided to actually change or fix aero damage because I think the contact with our teammates earlier into turn 4 has put some damage on our car. I think we just passed Luis Garcia Jr. So back into 18th. Let's just try and find a rhythm. As again, someone having an engine blowout. Past Fontana we go. That is Guelta Sales ahead of us now. All sorts of chaos there early on, and the AI being pretty dodgy in terms of how they behave, because I feel like Fernandez turned in on us when we had that contact where we took some aero damage away, which I suppose we did because I'm lacking a bit of straight line speed early on. Then later, as you're able to see there, I'm just able to go alongside. I don't know what they're doing. It's just like their top speed is just maxing out way too early. Well, we're still not far outside the points, as I'm, well, getting close again at the end of the main straight to Guelta Sales. I hope that is actually the right pronunciation of that name. And again, we are close against him. Turn 4, this is where we are closest and where our biggest opportunities are. Turn 1, there might be an outside chance. Let's just see what we can do. And we breeze past Sales. And I mean, yeah, you see my gesture there. What the hell is going on with the AI? I mean, this one clearly was he was turning into me. There was no way I could have gone more to the inside. As again, Luis Garcia Jr. has a little look. Yeah, I mean, the AI is very poor around this track in terms of their lines, so maybe something Razor should have a look at, because that is a bit dodgy, this race so far. But still, we're in it. We have a bit of aero damage, but nothing we can't get fixed with our pit stop that is not too far away now.
2 lengths behind. 1 length back. 2 wide, 1 inside. Inside. 1 inside. You're clear. Traffic behind. Outside. He's clear.
Well, and you were able to see there the dodgy AI behavior as I lost yet another position as I let you watch or listen to the engines, and this is the situation with Guelta Sales again. We're watching a replay of that now, and I mean, here I'm past, and then I'm right to the inside, even on the curb with 2 tires, and still, he just turns in on us. So yeah, very, very dodgy AI around here. But we're still going. 7 cars have already retired, all due to engine issues, which is interesting. No single make of engines could be singled out here. Across the board, there seem to be reliability issues early on already, as we are close to lap 20 now, and we see the first cars coming into the pits. And this is crucial for us now, as we still have 2 more laps of fuel, so this is crunch time. We have a lighter car now. We may have some drag on a straight line due to the aero damage that we've taken away from the contact with Adrian Fernandez and Walter Sales. But nothing that is too dramatic. So let's use the clear air that we have as we are temporarily up to P2 to try and make some ground here. So this then is the lap that we go in, and it is just enough fuel that we had for that one more lap. The game wanted to bring us in 1 lap early, but which really maximized that stint. 21 laps. Again, we go for a full tank of fuel. This will be a 2-stop race, and we see a lot of cars already parked here, as I was already mentioning, and this is now all down to our pit crew. Fuel is going in. As I said, another full tank of fuel. Fresh, slick, oval tires, which will be quite cold now, though. And then let's wait for the aero repairs. This is going quite quickly, so I take this is only a bit of front wing damage that we had there. As we leave out on track again, another car has just retired. 19 cars still in this race. We leave the pits in, well, 18th. I was almost about to say 17th, but I think we should now have a good car. As soon as the tires are up to temperature, of course. No aero damage anymore, maybe a bit of suspension damage, but I think this can be ignored. And yeah, I'm just finding into the rhythm right now. Tires are actually taking a bit of time to get up to temperature. We're racing here in April, but it's the southern hemisphere, so it is autumn, late autumn even. But the good news is we are catching up to the cars ahead. Actually, it's 2 cars that are running quite lonely there, just ahead of us. As soon as we are closer, I can even tell you who this is. But for now, I only see a bit of red there. This might actually be... Is that... Kurosawa? Or is it Norberto Fontana? I think we actually lost position to Norberto Fontana, who was ahead of us, ahead of our pit stop, which is, I guess, fair, since we had to fix some damage. It actually is Norberto Fontana. Drove a couple of Formula 1 races in 1997 with the Sauber team, a driver from Argentina. And we're getting a fantastic run on him now, and into turn 4. This is our favorite spot to overtake, as we have so much overspeed, which I can't really explain. As I'm just running the default setup with the maximum amount of downforce on both front and rear wing, because I feel like we need that on this aero kit that is made for short ovals. But as I said, this is more of a roval, and I was really nervous through the corners, and that increased downforce gave me a bit more confidence, and this is paying off now, and apparently it doesn't even hamper us on the straights, as again we moved up a spot. More retirements also, or people going into the pits with some issues. We're not too far away from the points. This one is not over until it is over, and we never give up. And actually, we are just past the halfway point now, so this is already going much better than Long Beach went. And again, here is the massive overspeed as we pass Luis Garcia Jr., who tries to close the door on us, but actually he does leave us a car's width. We are very close out of the final corner now, getting a good slipstream towards turn 1. Not too confident, though, in terms of breaking into turn 1. Here goes the overspeed again somehow. It is just like we're getting some sort of boost. Round the outside, we go past him. He tries to leave the track and gain an advantage, but he actually doesn't. Luis Garcia respecting track limits, and if he has a car, down his inside, so that's actually good news. Well, not much has happened since then, since that overtake. We have been getting closer to the next car on the road, but it is time for a second and last pit stop now, as we this time come in first, which is quite interesting because the first stint we stayed out the longest of everybody. So, well, we burned more fuel on that second stint, but I guess this might just be the reason for that, might just be that we were not able to run in the slipstream that much. A lot of clear air towards, since we passed Luis Garcia Jr. pretty much. It is a bit of a shorter pit stop, no aero damage to be fixed. And let's see where this puts us again. Cold tires, new set of slicks. Going out on track in P17. Getting some blue flags, which is because Kenny Brack is behind us. The Swedish rookie driving for Team Rahal. And there he goes, and I guess I will let him pass, which will be quite easy because we have much more straight line speed. Look here. Also, he goes off the track and into the grass. What are they doing? Has to be the worst AI racing I had in Automobilista for quite some time. They have been quite decent, the AI in Amos 2 lately, but this is very, very dodgy. I've said it before, and I'm saying it again. Kenny Bragg back into the pits. We come out in P15. There is Gualta Sales. So we actually gained position by stopping earlier. Up to P14 we are, and ahead of us there is Kurosawa, the Japanese driver in this championship, racing for Dale Coyne. And let's see how long it takes us to catch up to him. Whoa! And the answer is half a lap only because he spins out in turn 1. He just keeps it out of the wall, but he's stationary on the track, as our spotter told us there to stay low. And we have a full course yellow, the first of the season. And this is good news for us, as we are now up to 13th, just one place outside of the points, and the field is bunched up together. And we have a car that only has some minor suspension damage, but no aero damage, so we should be fine to go to the end of the race now and properly attack. So maybe the target of P6 might not be too distant. Well, into turn 1 we go. We have to defend from Sales. I leave the track this time because I know what the AI are doing, and especially Sales, who did it already, turning into us in turn 1. So we give him a bit of extra room by leaving the track. Not a good restart, losing position to the Brazilian, but getting a great run there. Around the outside we go into turn 4, and now hunting, I think that is Casey Mears ahead of us. But it's not really attacking that we're doing right now. Again, there goes Sales, backs out of that move, as we get a great run on that car ahead. Which I think actually is Casey Mears. Difficult to tell. I just see blue. Could also be black. I don't know. Well, we will see, hopefully, as we get closer. And we do actually get closer, and I was right. It was Casey Mears. Now ahead of us is Brian Herta. We pass Mears, we run wide there, and Mears just goes straight into our car. We lose position to Sales. We lose position to Kurosawa, down to 15th again. And that one left me quite furious. And here is a replay of what has happened. We are on board with Casey Mears. There we go, down the inside, which is okay. Then we run a bit wide because we took a bit too much speed. He goes for the gap, but then there is a lot of space on the inside that he could have taken, but still he decides to go for a car. We not only make contact with Mears, but also with the wall. The only good news is, as you just were able to see there, we're back into P12 because more cars are struggling with mechanical issues late in this race. So some more retirements to be expected. We are back in the point scoring positions, but on the back foot again with just over 4 laps to go. Kurosawa is the next car ahead of us. He spun out earlier. This time we have to do it on track ourselves. Looking quite okay. This time tried to not run wide. I guess the suspension damage is worse. Maybe there's a bit of aero damage again. But it is still fine and we can still fight. At least with those cars that are more at the back of the field. It is just about surviving. This is a race of attrition. Both in terms of AI chaos and also in terms of, yeah, engines. A lot of cars have retired. That didn't happen in Long Beach, but there I also had to simulate the rest of the race and jump straight to the results, so don't know what actually happened that race. As we're still defending from Kurosawa. And in these last 3 laps as we start the next one, my goal really is to catch up to Mears again, who is just ahead of us. More retirements in the pits. We're up to P9. So, that's some decent points we're scoring, but it may just be to P8 that is possible in the end there. As I'm regaining a bit of confidence after that scare earlier with Casey. And I feel like we're gaining on him. Which is very, very good indeed. P6 will not be possible anymore, unless there's more retirements in these last 2 laps. But P8 could just be on the cards. And I think we can be happy with that result, regardless. Because it was difficult to finish this race, let alone score points, but we did that. We avoided most of the dodgy AI behavior. 3 moments we did have. One maybe that could have been my fault, the first one as well, as I just ran wide a bit. But let's ignore that as we go for Casey Mears. Down the inside we go. He's round our outside. And oh, the 4th contact of the race again with Mears. This time I think you might even argue that that was a bit overly ambitious. Could have been closer to the apex and the white line there on the bottom. So okay, granted that may have been my fault, but we're still running in 9th, but Kurosawa goes down our inside and retakes 9th from us. At least make this one a single-digit result. He goes off the track, doesn't get a great exit out of 1. Through turn 2 we go. We are very close and we should get a fantastic run on him. We might still finish 9th. Come on. There goes the overspeed. And then just block the inside, don't let him get down there. And, oh, yet another safety car. But it's only a couple more meters to go anyway, as we cross the line and finish P9. And I can't tell you, well, I can actually tell you, I was very relieved and happy with that result, all things considered. But then here they are, the point scorers of this race, and, well, almost all finishers, actually. Juan Pablo Montoya wins this race, the reigning champion. Castro Neves and Gilda Ferran put 2 Brazilians on the podium in their home race. And then towards the end of the point scorers, you see Takuya Kurosawa, Luis Garcia Jr. and Roberto Fontana, some rather unusual point scorers there. And, of course, us in P9, which I think we can be very happy with after such a chaotic race, and this is something to build from. In the championship standings, Juan Pablo Montoya takes the championship lead with that win today. Gilda Ferran is second with some solid results early on. Christian Fittipaldi did not finish this race, but is still third. Well, if you're searching for me on the top 12, you won't find me. Actually sitting in 14th, just between Casey Mears and Takuya Kurosawa, sorry. Actually in the order that we finished this race today. And then let's also look at the Nations and Engine Cups. Brazil take the lead by 2 points ahead of Colombia, which is pretty solid for Colombia, considering they only have 1 driver. Well, Brazil has, like, half the field is Brazilian, pretty much. In the Engine Cup, it is very close between Ford, Toyota and Honda, who are just separated by 4 points, so this could be very, very interesting as the season progresses, and Mercedes, with the 6 points scored by Marc Blondel for them, is on the board now as well. And that has been it for round 2 of our Kart 2000 season. The next race will again be a very unusual venue as we go racing at the Cleveland-Burke Lakefront Airport for the Grand Prix of Cleveland. This is going to be very exciting again, hopefully. Subscribe to not miss that, leave a like if you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you all the next time. Until then, goodbye.